I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was about 10 years old. And I've always loved it because I love fantasy, love reading fantasy. I grew up on The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and The Dragon Riders of Pern and, all these wonderful fantasy books and stuff. And I just fell in love with the idea of Dungeons and Dragons. So Dungeons and Dragons has been a big part of my life.
And then you got to be in Baldur's Gate 3, I understand.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I play Bhaal, the god of murder in Baldur's Gate 3. And I always wonder if Neil minds me telling this story because of NDAs and all that stuff, right? Anyways, I was at a BAFTA Games social networking event. And Neil Newbon, who is Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3, we were chatting, and we were both. I didn't know that this is before Baldur's Gate 3 came out, so I didn't know that Neil had anything to do with Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 3 or anything. We were just chatting, and we were both talking about Dungeons and Dragons and how fun it is, and characters we'd made, and things like that. And somewhere in the conversation, I mentioned Baldur's Gate, the original video game, and some of the other games like Neverwinter Nights and things like that. And I said, "Oh, I love those video games. They're just so cool." And I told him, about the character I created like 3 times to do 3 playthroughs of Neverwinter Nights 2. And at some point, Neil said, "Oh, so you like the Baldur's Gate video games, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, God, if they ever make another one, I'd love to be in it." And he kind of
started sweating, yeah.
he kind of winked at me. I don't remember if he actually did wink, but it was kind of a wink moment. And he just went, "I've got your number, right, Doug?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure you do. But just in case, here it is again." He said, "I'm going to talk to somebody. And just be ready for a phone call." And I was like, "What?" And he said, "Well, they might just be making another Baldur's Gate game. And I might just know somebody who you could talk to who might be interested in casting you." And I was like, "Wow!"